Hey there everyone, it's Adamantium here again. Today is Wednesday 22nd of August 2012, and as such today marks the, as it were, the third anniversary of me becoming a Zeitgeist movement activist. Wow, what a journey it's been, and what a journey it continues to promise to be. I'd say when I first became an activist for this, I'd say I was quite, dare I say, a firebrand. I mostly took things at face value and didn't do my research as much, and tried to count on people, listening to me and just, considering what I say regardless. But I think that's the initial spark that that all of us go through, where we sort of just get so caught up in it. But yeah, I've matured through that. I mean, that was my initial mindset, as it were, but I've learned to sort of have to be at the position where I have to be prepared to substantiate everything I say with reason and evidence, and now I feel comfortable in being able to back up anything that I'm going to say with reason and evidence and sources and all that sort of stuff. So I've learned to do that. I've learned to be much more receptive, not only to other people's mindsets, but my own as well, because I recognise that there are some people who aren't as open to this sort of thing, but also recognising my own limitations as well, realising that there's only certain things that I can do. But speaking of things that I can do, there's three main goals that I laid out in my previous anniversary, as it were, statements. First off is the production of any lecture material, for which I have done. Basically, I've been writing lecture material on and off for the past 3 years, but the main lecture that I've done, that I've actually done in a few places, called Transitional Thinking. It was mainly written for Z-Day, and I did give this presentation at Z-Day 2012, a link to which you will find here. I've also given that lecture at the General Assemblies of Occupy Worthing and Occupy Brighton, but the Brighton one, that was like a condensed 10-minute version of. But I'm working on 2 more different kinds of lectures at the moment. The first is a sort of introduction to the Zeitgeist movement, like what exactly it is, chapters, blah blah blah, all that sort of stuff, and introduction to the train of thought of a resource-based economy. And the other lecture I'm working on doing is the biggest question that we ever receive: how do we get there? How do we transition into a resource-based economic model? Well, I'm definitely working on a lecture for that. Second goal that I outlined was the podcast show, and for those of you who are familiar with my stuff, you'll know I'm going full throttle with that. It's never stopping, on the 5th or around the 5th of every single month. And the last goal was a band to form, to basically, whose music was to illustrate this train of thought. I regret to inform you that such a band hasn't materialised as yet. However, I'm in the embryonic stages of just doing it myself, where I put little bits together on my keyboard and hook that up to my laptop and record stuff in between, and sort of like add effects and manipulate it, and I'm also going to be doing like little music videos and stuff. So I mean, that's another thing. But other than those goals, what else am I doing? Well, I've always been burning off my own DVDs of Zeitgeist Addendum, Zeitgeist Moving Forward, and also some of the lectures as well. I burn those. It's mainly Zeitgeist moving forward that I give out DVDs for now. I basically burn those off and distribute them as much as I can. I make my own leaflets now, and also as of I think it was September last year, I started megaphoning. Back when I lived in Worthing in West Sussex, I used to just have this piddly little 15-watt megaphone, and I used to use that to just give an earnest presentation of, this is how the banking system works, this is how the political system works, this is this is how, basically just explaining things and just providing information and asking, why haven't we woken up to this reality yet? I used to do that, but in combination with the fact that I only had a piddly little megaphone, people didn't really used to be very receptive to it. But as of probably I think November or December last year, I remembered about the Free Hugs campaign that was started in Australia by Juan Man, and I thought, how about if I incorporate that into what I'm doing? So I started doing that, and but now about 4 months, and that started getting a lot of attention, as it were, and inciting a lot of different conversations and stuff like that. I mean, I started teaming up with the Occupy chapters, as it were, in Worthing and Brighton, and now in Maidstone as well, and also trying to poke Occupy Tunbridge Wells into action as well. But yeah, I started doing that, and also doing what I now call hugger-phoning in Maidstone Town Centre every Saturday. I'm thinking now, since I've now realised the method of really cheap travel to there, I'm thinking of alternating my hugger-phoning in between Maidstone and Brighton. So I'm going to be doing that sort of stuff there. Basically, I give sort of love police style presentations along with earnest explanations, but also asking questions as well, and giving out free hugs, and that has shown to be very productive. I've appeared in the Kent Messenger twice in regards to my free hugs, but also because of the harassment that I've received from the police there, I've started a new video series called Maidstone Police Fail. I've done 5 or 6 possibly videos, can't remember exactly how many, but they're all up on my YouTube channel as well. That's the stuff that I'm doing. What I'm going to be doing in the future, though, well, essentially, because I've got a really weird sort of accommodation set up, as it were. I can't completely follow a strict sort of off the grid sort of orientation. I'm working towards it. I mean, I think once I get my accommodation situation more settled, and possibly because I'm hoping to move to Brighton, I'm hoping to either stockpile food or something to encourage my own self-sufficiency and get off the grid. But I don't see myself as the kind of person who needs to do that to set an example, as it were. I'm an educator. The triad of critical thinking, grammar, logic, and rhetoric. All those together. I'm an educator. I just absorb information, process it, then output it. But I intend to get the music project going, more videos out there, self-sufficiency, help other people to be self-sufficient. But it's a long process, and I can understand how frustrating it can be. But that's the video that I wanted to make. I didn't want to make it too long because loads of my other videos are really too long. But that's it. Take care, guys.